Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On our top stories today, barely few days after the discovery of the mutilated body of a young woman in the Mao neighborhood in Limbe, this time another young lady escapes the jaws of death in what could be characterized as a failed kidnap attempt. Young Brandon recounts her dreadful experience in this edition of the news. Also, in the Northwest region, it is being reported that the prefectural order by the senior divisional officer for Mezam has been taken into account with mixed feelings by some commercial motorbike riders who have now focused or formed a coalition with alleged separatist fighters aimed to counter the SDO's instructions. You shall be getting more of these stories in this edition of the news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to CAM1 Radio. The frequency is 99.5 FM, and this is the People's Radio. We kickstart this new session today talking about which insecurity continues to loom around different peripheries and the vicinities in the opaque city of Limbe. This time, a young girl by the name of Blandine was almost kidnapped yesterday by some unscrupulous individuals who happened to be part of a syndicate of organized crime. According to sources, the criminals allegedly or always timed move geared towards kidnapping young girls and vulnerable girls across the city. Now, take a listen to Blandine, who fully recounts the story.
Greetings to everyone. I'm called Blandine from Limbe. Most of you know me. I just want to explain something that happened to me today. I decided not to keep it to myself, to make it known by everyone. I just talk for English where all go take understand. Today, the 20th of June, I don't commodity today anywhere in the fall. Just this morning time, around 9 o'clock, I step up the house. I buy something them along my one day. I don't buy them for my way for come back for house. I decide to take bike because from my one to my house no far. I stay along meet me at George. Some people they don't know meet me at George, but I feel say along Explore Road. If you know me, Explore Road, this upper white side, so that's how I dey stay. I don't see bike. Now the bike say wish me hand say I did go. I say yes, so I dey go. The bike don't carry from my front. Where I feel break the bike. I feel break different bike no break. Another way they wave me hand. Now it be call to my attention. I said, okay, make it come or go. It turned night come. Where am I going to? I said, go meet me at George. He said, I hope so get cash. I said, yes, pa. I climb bike. We never even take from that mortuary for 2 for my one hospital. Now so I take that bike. We never reach comprehensive for that park where bike put at the park so for under that BB tree. That bike put at the park. He is another person when I still man too. The man said, I bet just drop me for 1 year so I get 100. The man never ask my opinion if you go take it or not take it. As my own understanding, I know that I will corner here one drop here, another one drop and benefit them. He climb now for the bag now or the go. The bike man will carry it too. He talk say, I don't know none of them. I don't know the bike man. I don't know the person on my back. I just for me do. Now today it happen. The bike man they ask me say, I do go outside. I said, they go meet me at George. He ask her man say, Papa you do go outside. He said, I go main market. I said, for Limbe, main market. I said, Papa you go Limbe market or main market. He said, no, he go main market. I said, I tell bike man, say, me say, the man no play the, he go. For the bike man drop the bike. He said, Papa you go outside. He said, this way the fell lost, so he never know side if he go. That was his response. He said, this way the fell lost, so he never know side if he go. He said, this way come on a cribby. He one can give supply wine. He don't can supply but now last time I can supply if I know my place supply and see the woman again. Bike man just pick her up for this. Say, hey, the woman get 1 foot now. He say, yes, the woman get 1 foot. He say, ah, another woman. That woman, you know, the for you again, that will back my four pack that cat inside. But the other for that woman now. The man say, well, he never know that place. When you talk to me, I don't talk back. The bag will stop. Oh, we need to go again. The bag will stop before we reach compulsory for women empowerment. Now the way that's in the happen for women empowerment. Those who know women empowerment, and for they happen. So he did for dinner. I don't shin onto the bike with the driver. We did for the then the man itself in question, wey climb my back, he just stand. He stand I use on this laptop bag, the small laptop bag, black one. He hold am for hand, wey the bag dey open. 10,000, the plenty for that bag. I no be think no say that bag all of na money dey there. And my mind tell say, hey, lock your bag dey open. He start make shiverish. Oh Jesus Christ, Jesus, this limbe, abeg una help me o, abeg. He zip the bag. I no understand wetin be say abeg una help me o. He say abeg, me we go leave you for the place since wey my bag man he know the place. Me go leave you for the. I say ask the place I go say. He say for behind my for by behind park for my phone. Na for dey where he dey. I say okay since wey bag man say he no fit go leave you because my own place for here e no far. So you know fit go leave you. He say he beg that man pleaded until he beg to pay. Say me go leave you. It's okay. We will give you 10,000. Just go leave me. No for another wrong put their hand again. So put up a scam me take 10,000 for your hand in and to lose that kind of money. That say loss and better get good Samaritan people they want help you so for free. I tell us that today the thing happen. For only doing today so before noon. Waiting happen. I run before that bike. Time be only waste. But it's okay. Since when I deliberate say you will leave me, no go leave me. The bag man said that he just move am up, say ma leave am. I said, okay, maybe I go down, maybe you go leave the man or take him back I go. At least you know how we carry me up to area if you pay you oh my give you 100 francs. Say so no, ma just climb, mo take that money that man want give me. Then mo go leave the man you can't pass to me. See my area no for play with them. Ma go guy for my four for go leave person. For come, then I can't pass go my house. I tell the man say no, no reason I know go come. Maybe I better step down. But man say no, if I go already back na problem. I saw why will be na problem. I don't want to go again. Carry the man go leave you. As I insist, say I need to go, I the travel step down for the bike. The man wey hold the black bag. He hold my hand strong. This my ankle roll and strong, the press am. Say if I try resist, so you go do me for you, I no go know. I dey climb that bag. My wife already down. I dey climb back, I need to climb. As I need to go no place. As I start scream. No that bike boy enough for compensate. You know say something will go on. Before I notice, they don't push me at the side. They climb back, pap, they run, they go.
That was Blandine fully recounting her story in what happened yesterday on the stretch of road between Mile 2 Espoir Road. Now we talk something completely different. The city of Bamenda has been experiencing very tough and rough moments. This came following the recent prefectural order by the Mezam Senior Divisional Officer banning the circulation of motorcycles on the streets of Bamenda from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. This order further saw a counter by separatist fighters who, in solidarity with commercial motorbike riders, banned any movement of taxis or private cars at the same hours within the three subdivisions of Bamenda. In the following report, our roving reporter Cletus Ndi paints a picture of Bamenda after the ban and says the population is now like the grass that suffers as two elephants fight. His report.
The Mezam SDO took a decision weeks back following a prefectural order prohibiting the circulation of motorbikes from dusk to dawn. This, according to the Mezam SDO, was part of measures to regulate and curb down the rate of crime and insecurity, which was gradually costing the lives and properties of the innocent civilian. The prefectural order had come barely days following a bomb blast that took place at a drinking spot below the Bamenda General Hospital, not far from the GMI police unit. The blast had claimed 2 lives and leaving several others injured. The prefectural order later on became an eyesore following a counter order by separatist fighters who also imposed a dusk to dawn ban on taxis and private cars in retaliation to the order by the Mezam SDO. Following this, the city of Bamenda had experienced and is going through very rough and tough moments. Over tens of taxis and private cars have gone into flames. More than 2 taxi men have already lost their lives. Insecurity heightens as the economy within the city of Bamenda is greatly affected. On daily basis, it's either someone is kidnapped, tortured, killed, a taxi is on flames, both at day and night. There is an open fire and gunshots on the streets in broad day. The population is always on the alert, either running from one part of the town to the other, as the forces of law and order enforces to crack down the unwanted guys on the streets. These together and lot more have left the Bamenda city dwellers traumatized on daily basis, thereby calling on both the Mezam administration and the separatist fighters to reconsider their decision to let peace and some degree of serenity to reign so that the grass don't suffer as the two elephants fight. I am Cletus Ndi reporting for the morning news.
The launching of studies and updates of the Limbe Urban Master Plan Phase 1 is of dire importance, an initiative which topped the agenda at the Limbe City Council deliberated chambers in the presence of top government officials. Now, our reporter, Ngole Sylvain, compiled the following report.
The launching of studies for the update of the Limbe Urban Master Plan Phase 1 took place Wednesday, June 19, 2024 at the Limbe City Council deliberative chambers in the presence of the Senior Divisional Officer for Fako, Viam Mekala, Divisional Officers for Limbe 1, 2, 3 subdivisions, City Mayor to the Limbe City Council, Mayors of Limbe 1, 2, 3 councils, the General Manager of Matthew, Regional Delegate of Urban Development and Housing for the Southwest Region, Divisional Delegates, Traditional Rulers, amongst others.
I have a question. What is new is that Limbe, today, we are launching the update Urban Master Plan. First phase. And I want to continue to thank Head of Government, the Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. for this benefit, and by extension, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Her Excellency Madam Guest, for ensuring that this project, the Limbe Urban Master Plan, starts this particular year.
The Limbe City Council has prioritized the updating of the Limbe Urban Master Plan to incorporate and adjust the existing development as well as extend the city of Limbe.
I want to thank her because in her program budget, she has programmed Limbe City Council. The aspect of the Limbe Urban Master Plan, this year she has offered us 20 million francs as a gift. 120 million francs. And next year we are going to receive 90 million. Why we expect the rest to complete the 700 million from the grant. And I want to assure you that today has made us, the city council, the administration of the city council, very, very, very happy, because as we launch this project, we know the vision of the city council is going to be intact.
The update of the Limbe Urban Master Plan will enable the Limbe City Council to obtain a number of documents such as the Land Use Plan, the Summary Land Use Plan. This would determine the conditions allowing on one hand to limit the use of space, to control travel needs, to protect forest areas, cultural heritage, natural and urban sites and landscapes, to prevent natural hazards and technological risks, as well as pollution and nuisance of all kinds.
The vision is that Limbe, first of all, should have many access roads into Limbe. As we speak, we're talking about the second access road to Limbe, entering Limbe. We're talking about the 27 kilometers road from roundabout Tipo to Manawa. We are talking about the urban network roads, talking about seeing how route network can be improved so that you can move around Limbe within 15 minutes. We are talking about enhancing the potentials of tourism in Limbe. We are also talking about looking at renewal of the urban master plan that we are talking about. We are talking about also the future urbanization. And also talking about the drainage. When we talk about drainage, we're talking about the drainage master plan. We're also talking about the canalization.
It was characterized by different presentations, question and answer sessions. Meanwhile, the management of Matthew have recruited some 24 youths in Limbe in order to assist and work with them in data collection.
Now, since we have some limitation of budget, usually the Minju, who is the financer of the project, they used to cut it on phases. So for the first phase, we will focus on the diagnosis, like to know the town, to know who are Limbe city dwellers, to know about the land title issues, to know about the economic activities, a lot of things, just for all the experts to have an idea of the terrain. And even for the city dwellers, because you can be living at Limbe and there are certain things that you don't know. Because
it should be noted that some of the vision for Limbe municipality is to look for and make sure Limbe has another road, the 27-kilometer road from Tiko roundabout to Manawa Bay. Each household to have an address, good communication road network to ease movement in the municipality in less than 15 minutes, and commercial structures.
Thank you very much, Ngole, for that report. Now, despite the upsurge in Cameroon's public debt from 1,379 billion francs CFA in 2008 to 12,714 billion francs as at March 2024, officials of State Debt Management Agency, the Autonomous Sinking Fund, popularly known in its French acronym or abbreviation as CAA, have said there is no reason to panic. The general manager of the Autonomous Sinking Fund, Adolphe Noah Ndongo, dismissed fears of debt unsustainability over dependence on creditors and the weakening of the country's economic sovereignty. Meantime, members of the National Assembly have taken the commitment to perform their role in accelerating the fight against malaria in Cameroon. The event brought together over 50 parliamentarians engaged in the fight against malaria alongside key stakeholders. The United States Congress has saluted Cameroon's sustained efforts in the fight against terrorism in the Lake Chad region. The words of congratulations were voiced out by the delegation of visiting U.S. Congress members, French Hill and Chrissy Houlihan, who have both served as both served as House Oversight Committee on Intelligence. Stakeholders from public and private institutions have taken the joint commitment to scale up renewable energy access for climate adaptation and resilience in the country. The pledge was made, and this was at the end of a crucial multi-stakeholder policy dialogue which took place in Yaoundé. Venerated legal luminary Tufo barrister Nico Hale has stated that he has put his life on the line in his quest to ensure social justice and peace in the country. A distinguished lawyer and international peace crusader, who is also of the National Bilingualism Commission, was speaking while facing a group of journalists at the Nico Hale co-law firm in Bonaberi, Douala 4 subdivision. Meantime, we talk education. Students and young professionals in Boya have been drilled on the importance of upholding moral and religious values as well as maintaining professionalism in their different walks of life. This was in a symposium christened Jubilee for Professionals Awake 2024. It was organized recently in Boya by non-denominational Christian movement called Jubilee Campus Team, in its acronym JCT. And some economic experts have evaluated the best growth path to boosting the startup ecosystems in Cameroon. It was organized by the Careful Policy Institute of Denis and Lenira Faurecia Foundation. On an international page, the leader of Lebanese militant group Hezbollah threatened to target the European island of Cyprus if war breaks out between Israel and Lebanon. The comments of the Hezbollah leader are the first time he has threatened Cyprus, a member of the European Union that lies in the Mediterranean Sea, roughly 125 miles from Lebanon, and which has held joint military exercises with Israel since 2014 and as recently as last year. The Philippines has accused China's Coast Guard of launching a brutal assault with bladed weapons during a South China Sea clash earlier this week, a major escalation in a feasting dispute that threatens to drag the United States into another global conflict. Footage released by the Philippines military showed Chinese Coast Guard officers brandishing an axe and other bladed or pointed tools at the Filipino soldiers and slashing their rubber boats in what Manila called a brazen act of aggression. Meantime, American rapper Travis Scott was arrested and booked into Miami-Dade County Jail early Thursday morning. Records have proven that Scott was on a charter boat and was involved in a disturbance dispute with the crew, according to police officers who were called to the marina, and he was asked to leave. Scott felt or left and came back a second time and again got into a dispute with the crew. Scott was asked to leave again. After he refused to leave, he was arrested by the police officials in that part of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end this edition of the news on CAM1 Radio. Of course, it is the People's Radio and the frequency is 99.5 FM. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. I am your presenter, Ekome Charles Abane.
Audio